Goodness, Monkley with the dodge.
What a beautiful charge dash from Meldon to save him that faster.
Is that faster?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, this guy.
Meldon gets it.
Oh, this is what a save!
Oh my god!
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ori All Skills Tournament. Today we've got TheSparik versus Zeph, and I'm being joined by the awesome Sonic.
Hello, zombie.
Hello, hello. So we've got a matchup today for the Thornfelt Swamp group, TheSparik versus Zeph. And we're going to hopefully see a really awesome race. We're seeing some of the group stats up right here. We see Wilson, of course, leading this with best race time of 31 minutes, 17 seconds. Xephros down here, this will be his second race, and TheSparik, this will be their third. So, as we can see from their best race times, they're still close enough, I would say, that where we could have a really interesting race here. Xephros is really itching to get that first win, so we may see that today. What do you think?
I hope that we see a really good race out of the two of them. Their times are not super far apart, so I think that we could see a really, really competitive race today. All right, so it looks like both of our competitors today are going to be playing on keyboard and mouse. And we're going to see a lot of swag from TheSparik, Grotto Cycle, Clean Skip Water here, and Fast Stompless, which I'll explain a little bit as we go along the way. Let's see what else. Let's see some interesting facts here. Do you think you could give us some of those, Zombie?
It looks to me here, if I'm seeing this, both runners are only going to do 5 health, it looks like. So that'll be very interesting to see.
Definitely. And just a little bit to get to know our runners today. Xephros, also, she runs Hollow Knight, 106%, which is a really insane kind of run. So if you haven't seen that run, definitely go check that out and drop her a follow. TheSparik started learning this year. Oh, that's right. TheSparik just started learning a few weeks ago, a few weeks before the tournament starts. So just joined the Ori speedrunning community and is making incredible time for just starting.
TheSparik is also the third fastest German runner, so that's interesting to know as well. And Xephros apparently just started before the turnip tournaments ended, so very new runner. That current PB of 1 hour 34 minutes, I don't know that is right considering what we saw earlier.
Yeah, I don't think that is the current speed run. Let me take a quick look here and see if I can find out when that actual time is. Yeah, she's currently down to 40 minute and 56 runs, so she has been shaving off a ton of time with her practice here lately.
Absolutely. So like I said, between Xephros and TheSparik, we're probably going to see a real good race today, and I'm eager to see that for sure.
Right, let's see. We should be getting started just here in a few moments. Could you tell us a little bit about some of the differences between their runs? Who do you think? They're both going for 5 health here, but they're doing a little bit of a different routing. Do you have any thoughts on the way that they're doing that?
Well, I've seen people do different routes in the past, and they still end up just blazing through it. I've seen a lot of people here recently do the watch 20 seconds routing and still come out ahead. So I don't feel like a difference in routing is going to necessarily make or break. Depends. It all comes down to the execution and skill of the runners. And we're already off to
Absolutely.
a start here.
I'm not going to see too much flashy movement just yet. Starting out, the only ability that you have is to, well, jump and move to the side here. So on their way to pick up Spirit Flame, which will be the first ability that they pick up in the run.
Not very much of a difference in speed run. Although, to be fair, we're not going to see a whole lot of difference at this early of a stage. It is typically going to be pretty much in sync. And right now, they're just picking up Sign. And then comes the Frankie Slaughter.
Frankie Slaughter. Have you ever had Frankie burgers?
I have not. I hear they're delicious, though.
I've heard the same. I just haven't had the chance to try them yet. You might see a little bit of difference in the way that they approach this fight here. It should be pretty similar, though.
Yeah, it all comes down to execution and how quickly you can drop those 3 Frankies. And as we can see, TheSparik is already off to just a little bit of a lead. Their execution was a little bit cleaner.
I'm so tiny. Don't worry about me. Ever so tiny of a lead there, but even the smallest thing at this point can actually be a pretty big upset, sending you back in the early game as much as a minute. So definitely it's important for our competitors to be very, very careful through this section.
Taking a look here, Zeph opted not to kill that slime on the way down. We'll see if it causes her any issues getting out. It doesn't. She makes her way on. Make sure she takes that little extra bit of damage there to get down to 1 HP.
I'll make it easier to complete this trick that you're seeing TheSparik do on the left called Ghost Door. They take an intentional death in order to open that door. And voila, they're both through.
Absolutely. Both of them now going for their first health cell, putting them up to 4. Some people don't like to take this health. A lot of people take it for safety's sake because it does give you a buffer on damage for what you're going up against. TheSparik taking his time getting down through here, whereas Xephros is going to do a little trick to get by it quickly and therefore just inch ahead ever so slightly.
Who do you think is going to level up on the way down in the next section, and who do you think might level up on the way up? It's always a gamble for me.
That is hard to tell because their experience routing here is a little bit different from what I've become accustomed to seeing. They didn't grab that flower on the way down, although TheSparik does level up on the way down, as does Zeph now after killing that slime quickly.
Very, very creative XP route there.
Yeah, I would argue that killing that slime may have not been the best idea because now that allowed TheSparik to retake the lead. Xephros could have easily leveled up on the way back up. But they're grabbing their first skill of the game, wall jump. It allows them to, are you ready for this? Jump on walls.
Jump on the wall! Right. Have you ever played a version of this game where you don't have wall jump?
Is that possible?
Yes, it is possible. There's another category called randomizer, and you start off with charge jump as opposed to wall jump, and it is actually a lot more challenging than you would think. So definitely giving them some more movement options there. While it seems simple, you can definitely optimize your movement with the jumps there.
Oh yeah, some clean movement to get up out of that nice little pit. Zeph easily getting over that second slime and taking her lead right back from TheSparik. We're seeing a lot of lead changes here, and we're still all pretty much in sync. So this is an amazing start to this race. And I'm really hoping that we get to see this continue because this is what I like to see. This gets intense really quickly.
Absolutely. As I mentioned before, I'm very much looking forward and hoping that they can keep that pretty competitive there. But the real deal breaker tends to come right up here where they're at right now. They're entering Blackroot Burrows. Oh, pretty much at the same exact time. They're going to use a save skip in order to just ignore this cutscene here because nobody likes Ori's cutscenes. They're
much too long.
Yeah.
Much too long for a speed run. We're here to watch him go fast and do neat tricks, not learn story. Who needs lore?
So
Oh!
this
TheSparik leveling up already. I wonder if that is intentional. Oh, I'm willing to bet that TheSparik is doing what is known as the genocide route, where they're going to kill pretty much
Genocide route.
every single slime down here and not get the 100 experience pickup, which I have a feeling we're going to be seeing Xephros pick up here shortly. That we are.
also close tag. Zeph falling just ever so slightly behind with TheSparik going the other route, but again, a lot can happen in a very short amount of time here.
Absolutely. These lasers that they're about to try to get past are insta-kill, and they do not discriminate. If you make your jump too early or too late, go back to your last save. TheSparik having... Actually, it looks like Zeph has gotten back into the lead despite TheSparik opting to not pick up that 100 experience. You see them stopping there, and you're wondering to yourself, why would you stop in a speedrun game? Why would you do this? It is to manipulate the... Oh, does look like Xephros got knocked off there, and it's going to affect her cycle. We'll get into cycles here in a second. Actually, I guess now's as good a time as any. You want to explain how the cycles work in this game?
Well, by stopping on the ledge there, they can potentially control the cycle in the next room, allowing the platform to drop down sooner when they walk across here. You'll see that from Zeph. And from TheSparik. Again, almost completely tied up here. Just, it looks like maybe TheSparik ahead by just ever so tiny, like less than a second.
TheSparik pulling a neat little trick where he leaves the orb on the moving platform and then just guns it, whereas Zeph takes the much safer route. That does allow TheSparik to pull ahead ever so slightly, but it's negligible in all honesty. A lot can still happen in this race to keep switching up these leads as we've been seeing.
It's so close. I'm so excited. This is going to be a great race. I can feel it.
Absolutely. And they're picking up their technically third skilled game, because I keep forgetting that your
that sign is,
sign is technically a skill.
Hey, you get a new friend, you get a good skill, it's a good deal. All right, so they have both acquired Dash and are on their way to do Frankie Walk and Death Run, which sounds just as scary as its name.
Zeph getting caught up by the cutscene area, forcing you to walk. That's going to lose her some time. She's taking a quick safety save here and heading up to do the Frankie Walk, which TheSparik has already started. Now, with what is essentially happening here is they're heading over to an energy door, which requires you to expend energy to unlock it. This door requires 4 energy. Both of our racers only have 2, so technically they should not be able to unlock this door whatsoever. But the reason why the experience routing is so important is once they get over here with this little Frankie, they're going to put their energy, kill the Frankie, put their energy in, and by the time that Frankie's experience goes into them, levels them up, gives them the energy back, and as you can see right there on TheSparik's screen, opens the door.
But now comes the truly terrifying part. A dip in some poison water, trying to avoid all of these enemies here, and TheSparik's through.
Yes, the death
completely out of the woods.
Oh, no, not yet. Unless TheSparik takes a safety save here, any death could still send him all the way back.
And there's our safety save. Again, Xephros still right behind him.
Yeah, absolutely. This is still anyone's game. A single misstep on TheSparik's end, a single death could absolutely spell another lead switch here. TheSparik taking some intentional damage there to get health down to an appropriate amount so we can see another ghost door. Having a little bit of trouble dying.
You know what? Dying is a lot harder than you would think it would be. Oh no! Alright, TheSparik on his way to double jump. Hopefully. Ah,
And he's pulling a save anywhere here, so he's going to do blind movement out of the double jump area. Zeph taking a quick death there on the spikes, and another. Luckily, her save is not
Oh.
too far behind, so a little bit of time loss, nothing crazy. They high five on the way up and down that spike corridor as Xephros goes and picks up.
Double jump.
She's not going to do blind movement, it looks like.
You know, sometimes it can be worth it to not take the blind movement because it's easy to get stuck on the wall right here, where she just slipped through where the Pronky and the slime is. It can be rather tricksy. So rather than taking the risk, sometimes it's worth playing it safe.
Yeah, and it looks like did TheSparik just get the first try for grotto skip?
First try grotto skip.
Very nice. Grotto skip is one of those first tricks that you need to learn when learning the run, which can have you stumped and frustrated for a good little bit for newer runners. It is a very precise jump.
Absolutely. You can spend a lot of time practicing in that section.
And
Also,
we're getting information from our trackers here that was actually a second try grotto skip, TheSparik. I was paying too much attention to Zeph. I do apologize. TheSparik getting bodied a little bit right before that cutscene. So he doesn't opt to take a safety save there. He's just going to risk it heading on up here. Having a little bit of trouble with the wall jumps.
Xephros makes it up. And grotto there. Skipping a scene there that allows rocks to fall. And let me tell you, it is quite the exciting feeling when you do land that trick and there are no rocks falling.
Yes.
In the game, that can be a very, very difficult spot. And if you accidentally trigger it, you can lose a bit of time trying to dodge some boulders. This ore is so
Absolutely.
tiny and the boulders are so big and scary. And TheSparik, on his way to teleporter here, all he needs to do is just barely tap this teleporter.
Gets a good cycle on that and is going to be heading up to Ginso Tree, our first dungeon of the game.
Looks like we've got another update there. Do you want to tackle that, zombie?
Oh, up. Oop. 39-second delta after grotto skip, looks like. So they're just 39 seconds apart. I was about to check that actually as soon as they both got into Ginso Tree, but thank you very much, trackers, for providing that information.
We're doing some fancy dodging in the teleporter room here.
Absolutely. Ginso Tree is a lot of climbing, a lot of wall jumping, and a lot of fancy footwork to get by a lot of various platforming and puzzles, as we're about to see in one of the upcoming rooms on TheSparik's end. So a lot of ways you can die here, and a lot of ways time can be lost or gained.
And TheSparik makes it look easy. All right, we're hearing from some of our informants. TheSparik is about 10 seconds behind his PB at Ginso, so plenty of time to make up there. We might see him get on PB pace here shortly at Bash.
That would be something to see. Oh, Zeph taking a little bit of a death there in Ginso. And as you can see, the camera tends to mess up when you die in Ginso via the route that we have taken in the speedrun. So if you die early on, you actually have to leave and then come back in.
I actually haven't seen that happen before.
Yeah, your camera will go all sorts of wonky.
It's what we get for being so fast.
And TheSparik just plowing through Genso Tree, making it definitely look easy, as he is just moments away from picking up his next skill, which is Bash. This is where things get really fancy.
Oh, absolutely, Zombie. So I am of the personal opinion that Bash is best ability, because if you haven't seen Ori before, you've never seen anything quite like this. So we're going to see it displayed here on the TheSparik screen. You'll see an arrow appear. You can target enemies, you can target lanterns and lasers and all sorts of things to really move around the game at this point. So really showcasing that movement here.
And TheSparik pulling off some double bashes. This is a very, very precise trick that requires some very rapid inputs on the keyboard, and for some people, controllers, although it is exceptionally...
It is very difficult on controller. I can attest to that.
But essentially, it allows you to throw a projectile one way and be able to bash Ori in the same direction, keeping the pace up so you can continue to do multiple bashes or juggles, if you will. TheSparik now doing what's called a key dupe, putting the 3 keystones in the door instead of all 4, dying with the keystone still in there. Now, when he respawns, he still has those 3 keystones, but the keystones have respawned, so he'll be able to pick up a maximum of 7 here, which we'll use later on in the run.
Very helpful, unless you want to go swimming with fishes in poison water, that is.
Never a fun thing.
Ah, but I like swimming with poison fishies.
The problem is you can't enjoy it very long.
That is very true. Oh no! A quick death there from TheSparik. Luckily, just entering this mini boss room here.
And Zeph finishing up in this little room here, going to finish getting the keystones that she needs to open up this one door, and then she'll be off to grab Bash as well. But TheSparik's now finished with Genso Tree, teleporting out, and we get to see a really interesting little cutscene skip here coming up. Hopefully, maybe.
Oh, absolutely. I believe we're about to see a series of movements we call swamp entry.
Oh, yes.
Where TheSparik will possibly be skipping a cutscene here. Let's see it. All right, skipping that cutscene and doing a little bit of blind movement for us.
Absolutely. Now, I like skipping this cutscene because one major thing it changes about the game, especially since you have to come back through this area. If you don't skip the cutscene and you watch it, there are death lasers that will activate and make moving around a little bit more difficult when you're coming back through. But if you skip the cutscene, the lasers never start, so never have to deal with them.
Absolutely. And TheSparik enjoying some sweet, sweet friendship with this frog here is going to hopefully redirect one of the frog's attacks in order to break the ceiling here on the other side.
Absolutely. And that was swamp entry for the double bash version anyway. That is a lot more difficult than Spirit made it look, believe you me. That is an extremely difficult trick.
It looks like Zeph missed first try key dupe there and had to go back through there to recollect those keys. A little bit of a sad time loss there.
Yeah, that's especially for as long as key dupe takes to attempt, because you have to climb up through here, grab these keys, and it definitely makes it a lot more difficult to try to keep a good time doing that, because it's probably about, I'd say, 15 to 20 second time loss.
Okay, and I just have it that TheSparik is probably going to pick up. Yeah, it picked up the 200 XP there coming in to swamp entry there. So we'll probably be leveling up Charge Dash a little bit early on. I'm really curious to see that movement a little bit earlier.
Oh, dipping into the very slick. Wow, that was a very, very slick dip into poisoned water just to pick up that experience. Bit of a daredevil move there from SpaRik as he
And
moves
making
on.
up some time there as well.
Yep, now he's going to move on to do the Kuro cutscene skip, and he gets it. So the funny part about that trick is it looks like almost nothing to people that are not informed. It's like, okay, well, he just bashed off of something. But that's actually an interesting trick. You want to explain how that one works?
Yeah, there's just a very, very small window there, and by using the frog, you can skip a cutscene there. It saves you. I'm trying to remember exactly. It's somewhere between 17 and 19 seconds. So nice little time save there. And with that, SpaRik may be on PB pace.
That would definitely be interesting to see. And we see Zeph doing Swamp Entry now, but doing it a bit of a different way. Instead of doing double bash, she's actually forcing the frog to come with her throughout the entire way, tricking the frog into shooting upwards towards that one part. This is a little bit difficult because the projectiles that are bashed have a maximum height based on the height that Ori is at the time of being launched. So you have to time that just right.
Doing a little bit of a save anywhere here. Could you tell me a little bit about what's happening with SpaRik here?
So SpaRik is skipping yet another very lengthy cutscene to get by onto the other side here to head towards the name of the area is escaping me, but it's where we're going to see the fast stompless trick coming up.
Absolutely, and with that just really impressive movement there, SpaRik is now 20 seconds ahead of his PB. So let's hope that he can just stay on pace and put on a good show there today.
Zeph also not pulling any punches with her movement. She is a little bit behind, but there's still plenty of room to make that up. One of the upcoming areas, well, two of the upcoming areas and tricks, one being Sorrow Bash, the other one being Misty Woods, is a place where you can lose a ton of time or make it up. She misses, sadly, that...
Woo! I'm liking that early charge dash.
All right, she gets the ability cell that time, no problem, and moving on to the Kuro cutscene skip, as SpaRik looks like he pulls off.
Stompless. Yeah!
Very nice. And Zeph does sadly miss the Kuro cutscene skip, so she gets to see Kuro come down and look angrily at that Frankie for some reason. I don't know what he did to her, but she didn't like it. So she comes in, scolds him, and flies away.
All right, we're seeing Rocket jump from SpaRik here, heading up to Sorrow Bash, which is one of the more difficult tricks in the run. Could you explain a little bit about SpaRik's methods here?
So the method it looks like he's doing is going to be a double bash, where he is heading over here, tricking this one bird to come up. He's going to bash it up, come over here, trick it further in. Sadly, it drops the bird into the spikes there. It was a little bit too high of an aim. But the goal here is to get the bird over there into the elbow. And then from there, launching him up. There we go. Charge jumping into it, and there he goes.
Fantastic entry from SpaRik. And in the meantime, Zeph takes a death on the spikes, trying to get through our spider zone over here. And has to go back through cutscene. Though showcasing a little bit of the lore there, because you know how much we love the lore.
Oh, absolutely. Picking up another health cell, so that puts her at 5 to SpaRik's 4, I believe.
Yeah. I don't believe SpaRik picked up that health there. So.
Very nice save from Xephros there.
Ooh, so
the spider shot was a little bit low to launch her up, but she still saves it narrowly with that wall jump. And SpaRik is doing some near blind movement. He has the ability tree up, and that really obscures what you're looking at. But he's going back to that spike field like a bullet And these are against spikes that could easily end his running really
second
quickly.
Try. There we are, and we're through the roof.
Yeah. Terra Break pulled off, and he's going to be keeping that ability tree up to do another save anywhere when he reaches the top after picking up the Sunstone, skipping yet another excessively long cutscene.
TheSparik just collecting time along the way. All right, Xephros attempting to do the save anywhere, skip here. Also an early level for charge dash.
All right. Looks like Sparik remembered that there's lasers there and is now stomping all the way down through Sorrow Pass.
We're getting ready for one of the most exciting bits of movement in the game. You're going to see Donkey Kick there. Woo! Down to the bottom.
Very
Fantastic. And just flying through Misty Woods. At this point, you have all but 2 abilities, and you can really exploit those to do some really, really beautiful maneuvers and potentially deadly maneuvers in here as well, because just like everywhere else we've been for the past few minutes, there are spikes everywhere, and they desperately want to kill you.
You know, Misty Woods is definitely one of the least safest areas of the game, and it's also the one area you're going to see us move the fastest in this speed run. And the maneuvers you're seeing on screen here, these runners are going to make them look easy, but this is one small button press or one small twitch of the thumbstick wrong, and you are dead. Go back to your save point. Nothing here plays. It's all out here to kill you, but they're going to go through it and ignore it like it's nothing. This is definitely one of my favorite areas to watch in the run. Xephros missing the fast stompless trick. Just could not get up there in time.
Yeah, seeing a sad Celis there, she's gonna have to use a backup plan there and either pick up that cell or opt for some interesting movement here.
Oh no!
No, TheSparik, no!
TheSparik took a death there. That's really going to hurt that PB pace he was on. Oh, and missing the rocket jump there, having to get up this way. Well, not quite the vanilla intended way.
Hopefully he'll have plenty of opportunity to make up that time.
Xephros having a little bit of an issue getting back up off that one rocket jump. Rocket jumping off the green frogs down below can be very risky unless you know exactly how you're aiming that rocket jump, because sometimes they really just don't like to send you up high enough.
Fronkies are not really your friend. You just got to tell them what to do, how to do it, where to do it, and that can be pretty challenging. Take
Zeph
a
claws.
little bit of damage here.
Oh.
Sorry for interrupting you.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine. We're seeing a lot of action from both sides. Zeph now attempting Sorrow Bash. See how she does with that. So she's doing the non-double bash method of entry, and she goes a little bit too low and gets dumped into the spikes there, but it looks like her movement of the birds was just right on.
And that mini boss and Misty gone in the blink of an eye.
There we go. Second try Sorrow Bash from Xephros, it looks like, and very nicely done.
Be interested to see how Zeph does here, because she's a little bit low on energy coming into Sorrow. Ooh, taking a little damage from the frog there.
Whereas on SpaRik's side, he is now home free of Misty Woods and going to be heading back to Blackroot Burrows, that delightful area from the beginning of the game, to pick up his final skill.
SpaRik taking a quick save here in order to open this gate down below, and some intentional death to make sure that that stays open for his exit here in just a few moments, hopefully.
SpaRik getting some really nice cycle times on those lasers, just flying through here as well. Going to do another save anywhere to skip this upcoming cutscene, and onward to pick up Light Grenade, which, you know, lets Ori throw cute little grenades that do a good chunk of damage. You'll never see us do that on purpose in this run. We use it for an entirely different method to do an exploit called a grenade jump.
Grenade jump is if you're on controller. Oh gosh, now that I think about it, I don't know the inputs for doing it on keyboard mouse. Are you familiar with that, Zombie, or are you a controller?
I am a controller.
Oh no! Both of us opting for the better option here, of course.
Maybe our trackers can tell us what the inputs are, but nevertheless, it's a frame-perfect trick that you'll be seeing here shortly once they reach Horu. But in the meantime, just keep in mind it's a frame-perfect trick where you have to literally press one button, one frame after pressing another button. That sounds easy. Obviously, you've never tried it.
Yeah, this is very true. All right, so it sounds like our it's a combination of using grenade and charge jump at the same time. We just heard back. SpaRik is currently 20 seconds behind PB due to that death in Misty in the long mini boss fight, but still on a really good pace here for the race.
Oh, absolutely. And Xephros, she's making her way out of Sorrow Pass. She's done with this place. She wants to go to Misty Woods and show off her movement. Very nice meteor kick from Xephros heading down into Misty.
Oh, that's right. That is what that is called. Meteor kick, not donkey kick.
I didn't want to steal your thunder. If you wanted to start trying to call it donkey kick, I didn't want to take that from you.
I'm definitely going to call it donkey kick. That is what is happening. But maybe I'll remember what everybody else is calling it. All right, so we're seeing Xephros move through Misty.
And SpaRik actually
first.
Getting
was that
the
first?
I believe that was. We'll get confirmation from our tracking team. First try for the Horu dungeon skip there. Another frame perfect trick as we see SpaRik head into Horu escape. He cannot take a single bit of damage here, although he does have 6 health cells now. So he will have some wiggle room on the poison water section, but still you don't want to take a single hit of damage going through here, and you want to do it going as fast as possible.
Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to PB in this race, even if he completes this absolutely perfectly. However, definitely putting on a good show here today. Heading into the water.
Oh no, that dip into the water looked a bit too far to the right. I believe he's going to take a death. No, he makes it out with 1 health to spare. That's why you get the 6 HP.
All right, we're going to go for grenade jump here. We just told you a combination of grenade and charge jump and climb.
And you got 2 attempts down. See if third time's a charm. Third time is a charm, and it looks soft lock free. Fantastic. Everybody, give it up for SpaRik. We'll get his official time here shortly as he crosses the finish line with Naru. Back on Xephros' side, she is just flying through Misty Woods, getting ready to get to, I believe, her final keystone that she's going to need, and then off to fight her mini-boss.
right, TheSparik just needing to hold right. We're going to see that time. And we're looking at 35 minutes and 20 seconds. We'll have that confirmed here in a second. That's going to be 35 minutes and 19 seconds.
Very nice.
Fantastic job by TheSparik.
Xephros with some really nice movement through here, although she is now energy starved. She's going to have a chance to pick up a little bit of energy here, which she does. Let's see how she does with these little guys. Gets one. Oh, no, she still has both of them. She's having a little bit of trouble because she has no more energy left. But she has some nice little backup strats there to get it taken care of and gets the level up and will be now exiting Misty Woods.
Right, seeing Zeph head over to pick up Grenade now. She's got just a little bit further to go. Also gonna probably take that save on the way down. Doing a dash glide there to skip the slow space. Fantastic.
And here we're seeing the little glitch to keep that door constantly opening with the on-purpose death. Let's see how she does with her layout. And her laser cycles were a little bit off, but she's still...
I have to be careful of that on the way back up. Oh no! And F. Where's F? Luckily, it doesn't have to go back too far.
No,
It's a better laser cycle there, so we'll hopefully be a little bit better on the exit there as well.
which she is, and she is off to do the cutscene skip here. Didn't quite get the save quit before the screen went black, but she still makes it through and is going to go ahead and grab her light grenade and be off to Horror Fields to finish off her run. All right, let's get, while she's taking care of this business, let's get TheSparik in here for a quick interview, see how he feels about his run. Or, actually, hold up, I got ahead of myself.
Give me just a moment. We're going to go ahead and watch Zeph finish up her run here, which is actually not bad for Zeph either. Really on a pretty good pace here. Maybe not PV pace, but still. Oh no! No, Zeph, no! Not the roly-poly death. It's the worst. Headed up to Horror now. Hopefully, crossing my fingers. First time your work for her as well.
You still got to get by the roly bits.
Roly-polies are not your friends. Picking up our 6th health. I believe that is 6th and final health here.
I believe it should be because she, yeah, this would be 6 because she picked up the one at the beginning of the game, Spider, and then this one. So yeah.
Rocket jumps and just blasting across the screen there.
Taking a
Oh,
little death
no!
there. Gonna have to go back through it again. Not quite getting that rocket jump off the Frankie, but she saves it with a bit of a wall climb there. So she's back on her way through Horror Fields and is going to be heading up, hopefully making it this time. Looks like she's picking up a 7th health cell just to play it safe, making it through. Because that does also give her a heal, so it pretty much guarantees that she's going to have enough health to make it through.
Not a bad backup strategy there. Alright, we're gonna see her right at the door, and again, I really hope first time door warp. How many times do you think it's gonna take Zombie?
I'm hoping 1. I'm hoping she gets it first try.
I'm hoping for first try. Although I hear that she typically gets it within 5 tries. So I'm going to say 1 to 3. 1 to 3 tries. Let's do it. Here we go.
Yeah. So we got 2 down. Third try is a charm. Fantastic, and she's off to escape.
In her last race, I'm hearing that she did not go for G-Jump. I really wonder if she might attempt it this time.
Alright, let's see how her movement's going to be through here. She's going to be not quite making it with that first lava spew cycle. She's going to get on through now, and does a... Oh, she took some damage in the fire. She's going to have to reset.
Gonna have to start that part over here.
Even with that extra health, there's really not much in here that does such a small amount of damage that you can afford a single bit of damage taken prior to the, well, prior to anything, really. Everything in here is really going to hurt you if you let it hit you. This time around, she's busting her way through. She's going to be heading down towards the poison water.
Two, 3, 4, and she's out.
Yep.
All right, let's see. And we're
she
skipping Kuro trigger there. Seeing nothing is a fantastic thing here, just like with the earlier Kuro skip.
Looks
Not
like she's
allowing
going to
her.
attempt a grenade jump.
Good luck. Good luck, Zeph. There we go.
Right.
Second try.
No,
Fantastic.
that was third try actually, but
was
she
third.
does manage to pull it off without soft locking. It is possible to soft lock that trick. She gets through, and we'll get her official time here shortly as Naru crosses the tree line.
Beautiful, beautiful run from Zeph. Just a few minutes off of... Yeah, just going to be a few minutes off of her PB. Not bad.
Oh yeah,
Not
very
bad at
very
all.
admirable run from both players. So let's see if we can get an official time here shortly. Be 44:15 as the official time for Xephros. So everyone give a GG out there for Xephros. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull TheSparik on in. So see what he has to say about the whole thing.
Hey, Sparik, congratulations on your victory. How are you feeling?
Thanks. Honestly, I'm feeling kind of great because for a long while there, I was quite a huge amount ahead of my PB. Like, it must have been like 30 seconds or something.
TheSparik,
That's,
if you have the stream up, you may want to mute it real quick, by the way.
my stream's not up.
Okay, well, I was weird. I just heard a bit of reverb.
Don't worry about it too much. So you were on PB pace for most of that race. Is there anything that you think that you could have done maybe a little bit differently, or anything that you want to try in your next race?
No, I actually tried to go for every trick that I know how to execute at this moment. And most of the tricks went fairly well. So I'm pretty happy with that. The reason why I was on PB was because in my current PB I messed up key dupe like twice. So I had a good 30 seconds to save there, which I got in this run. But then, yeah, sadly Misty happened. It's just too much fun doing these storm cancels and charge dares. So I didn't go for it after the death because I learned my lesson. But I will definitely try go for these cancels in my next race again.
Absolutely. You're making it look fancy too, man.
Absolutely. It's beautiful. So hopefully we'll see that PB from you soon. What are you thinking? Do you think you might be able to get it before your next big race?
Probably not. My next race is on Wednesday. And I don't have a lot of time in the next 2 days, so I don't know if I'm even gonna practice. So we'll see about that, but I'm feeling pretty confident. I got like 236s today, so I think there's a good consistency there.
Well,
so, yeah.
I'm just gonna say, you show up to that race like you showed up to this one, I've got nothing but faith in you there. It was an amazing race. You know, all the little, accents and aside. I mean, honestly, I think that the biggest time loss you had was the one in Misty Woods. And with that being said, that wasn't horrible at all, in my opinion. You still did great everywhere else in the run.
Thank you very much. I'm definitely happy with how this race turned out.
Well, good job and good luck on your next race in just a couple of days.
Yeah, thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for joining us there, buddy. And let me see here. I need to double check the schedule. We're going to see what's coming up here next, because we're definitely not over right now. Coming up, we've got Vooligen and Red Rum. I believe that is coming up here within a few minutes, correct?
Absolutely. Some of my group mates getting ready to go head to head to see who I was going to say is the better man, but in this case, the better man or woman, as it were. These are some of my group mates, of whom I have lost to all of them because they are absolutely amazing. Definitely don't miss that race in just a few minutes here.
Certainly. And I do want to thank our trackers and our restreamer. The trackers were Lost to Do and Oshimine. Awesome job for this run. And of course, Richard doing the restreaming. You guys are awesome. And thank you, Sonic, for being an awesome co-commentator for me.
Thanks for having me.
All right, stay tuned, guys. We got more Ori coming up right here.